Live from the Cherry Bomb Studios, this is Anime Cherry Bomb, your one-stop shop for anime reviews 1 week at a time. I am one of your hosts, Aaron, aka the man that tastes the flowers blooming in your mouth, alongside the blind husbando himself, Jay. Jay, how's it going?
It's going good, Aaron. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. After last week, we could have watched almost anything and it would have been better.
Yeah.
And this
anything would have been a ray of sunshine compared to the last anime we
exactly. So let's start off. So this week's anime was H2O, Footprints in the Sand, and hit me with some facts, Jay.
The hard-hitting facts of H2O. Okay, so H2O, Footprints in the Sand. It's a harem romance anime. It was released in 2008. There are 12 episodes. This anime was based on an adult visual novel by Makura. Makura is a adult visual novel company. They haven't done much. I only saw like a handful of titles that they've done. They did this, the sequel, which is called Root After and Another, which is a weird title.
Well, H2O, Footprints in the Sand is also really weird.
Yeah,
title.
but
it's
title,
also weird that the second one has nothing to do, like the title has nothing to do with the first one, so at least you don't know. What were you gonna call it? H2O2?
I know, right? That'd be weird. H2O2? Would that be like
exactly
another chemistry?
Yeah,
thing?
Exactly.
Well, H2O, the title actually does have a meaning. It's the first letters of
the heroine's name.
Yeah, because there's 2 H characters and 1 O character.
Yeah, exactly.
And Footprints in the Sand, it's like some sort of poem.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you never heard of that poem before?
No. Do you know? How does it go?
How does it go? No, so basically the beginning of the anime is the first half of the poem, where
two
a guy talking about
side by side or something like that.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like the footprints are even the I was carrying you the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's only one set of footprints in the sand. They're heavier than the other. Because I was carrying you. So like that. I get more into the anime. It's more like how much he depends on other people to help him out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the same. I can see why it has to do with that poem in a way. So yeah, go ahead.
All right. So this was directed by Hideki Tachibana, who's done the only other thing that he's directed was Blaze Blue After Memory.
It's the anime of Blaze Blue?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
And the other thing is he's also worked as a key animator for Honey and Clover.
Okay.
Kamachu, and another anime called Best Student Council. You know that one?
That's a weird Bandai anime that got lost to time because no one picked it up after.
Well, maybe we should review it.
Oh my goodness, that'd be a good one. Best Student Council is such a weird anime.
All right, so the studio was Zexus, and the only anime that I was familiar with was Say I Love You, which I watched like the first 3 episodes of that, and I hated it. Do you know anything from Zexus?
No, I mean, it seems like they adapted a lot of adult visual novel games. That's what it seems like. And
that must be their forte.
Yeah, so they're all very samey. I would say you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Okay, so this was actually licensed by Katakawa Pictures, which they licensed Lucky Star, Spice and Wolf, Shuffle.
Yeah,
to name a few.
And then they still do a bunch of stuff today.
Yeah,
like you can maybe I don't know, they work primarily with Crunchyroll. And Funimation, so almost anyone that you see, you'll see that Kodakawa.
Yeah, there's a lot
symbol
of anime
at the beginning.
That phoenix-looking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I couldn't really find who did the music in the actual anime.
So, it could probably be explained, because before we hit on music, one of my favorite things about it is that almost every song or piano song in this thing reminds me of a Casio keyboard. Like just one dude just working his tail off making music.
Yeah.
And that's every song except for like one song at the end,
Mm-hmm.
which I learned later on is like an insert song,
Mm.
and then even the last ending song
Yeah.
is an insert song from the game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I saw that up. Do you have who sang the opening and endings or no?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, go ahead.
So the opening theme was done by Yui Sakakibara,
Mhm.
who was the voice actor for Hamaji, which
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
yeah. And the ending theme was done by somebody named Haruka Shimetsuki, and she's a proper Japanese singer and composer. She's actually done composed the music for out. I can't even pronounce this game's name. At Adelier Iris.
Yeah.
And Artelenico.
We were just talking about.
Yeah, I just found that game in the flea market. I still can't pronounce the title.
Jesus, yeah, the Altair games are weird. I don't know if you ever even played them before.
Artelenico.
Yeah.
I have the first two games. I know that's like it's like you have to go into people's dreams or something like that.
Yeah. Well, like I know the modern day ones. They're alchemy RPGs.
Oh, you're talking about the Altair.
Yeah, Altair.
Yeah, that one. Those ones
Altair.
are like alchemy. Yeah.
Alchemy based RPGs, which I never really got into.
Yeah.
They're-
I was talking the dream one. It was Artelenico. Those are the
Oh, okay.
ones where you go into people's dreams. There's only 3 games, I think.
That sounds actually pretty cool.
Yeah. There's 2 on PS2, 1 on PS3.
Oh, okay.
All right, but that's all the facts I have. There's not really much facts.
Not much to say, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to hit it with the synopsis? Do you have the synopsis written down? Or?
No, I do not have the synopsis written down.
Hold on. All right. So the H2O's story revolves around Takuma Hiros, a blind young male junior high school student. Though the cause of his blindness is undetermined. After his mother died unexpectedly, it had left a deep emotional scar on him, which caused him to become very lonely and reserved. Due to this, Takuma and his uncle move from the city out into the rural area, and Takuma is enrolled into a new junior high school. At his new school, he meets several new girls, though three of whom he gets to know the most out of anyone else. They are the firm and obstinate Hayami Kohinata, the kind and obliging Hinata Kagura, and the cheerful and mysterious Otuha. As Takuma interacts with these girls, his medical condition gradually begins to heal and fully recovers. So that's the plot to the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want me to go look up the anime one, or I think that's good enough?
I think that's pretty much good enough. Like the only thing that's different is based on the anime is that
Otoha is not his classmate.
Yeah, Otoha is not his classmate. I think he left Tokyo by himself and went to live with his uncle. Yeah, because his uncle seems like he was already a part of the community in the anime.
Yeah, and then so in here in the game, his blindness clears up through the game, which I thought was a really cool part.
Yeah, going to cross media.
Yeah, walking the cross media, based off the adult visual novel.
Yeah.
In the adult visual novel, and I guess even the PS2 game, there's a mechanic in the game where he's blind. He starts off blind.
Yeah.
And you just see what he pictures in his head. And as the story goes on, his blind condition starts healing, and like colors start coming into the world and get more vibrant. Yeah. So at the very end, his sight's back.
Yeah.
And that is not the case in the anime.
Yeah, it's not.
I actually would have thought it would have been very interesting to see that.
Yeah.
Gimmick.
Yeah. Also in the game, I read that if that's actually an option, you could also play the game with complete vision.
Which I don't know.
Yeah, I think that kind of defeats the purpose. Like
exactly.
I would think if you were buying this game, you're buying it for the blindness mechanic.
Well, I think if you're buying this game, you're not buying it for the blindness mechanic.
Oh,
you're buying it for.
Well, it depends on which game you're buying. Because if you're buying the
PS2 version,
if you're buying the PS2 version, yeah, it's just no nudity, and it's different story actually. They changed the story up a little bit.
I don't know if you were surprised in the anime with that uncensored scene that was randomly thrown in there. It really caught me off guard.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna
happen. Exactly. Okay, go on. What were you to say before? Is that all you did?
No, I didn't have anything else. You're talking about like the PS2 game or something?
Yeah. You can say anything else? No.
No. Well, all the PS2 game. The only thing that's different that makes it different from the visual novel is that it takes out the nudity. It adds a different storyline or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it might add new characters to interact with.
Well, I know. Like one of my personal favorite characters, Yui. Like, I think they expand they expand it to 6 characters in the sequel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Yui is one of them.
In the root after and another? Okay. Yui is one of the girls you end up with?
Yeah.
Okay, that's well deserved because I kind of feel bad for her in the
anime. So yeah,
there's other cross media as well. Is
it really? Oh well,
there was some music.
Right?
Yeah, there's a manga or manga, whatever you want to call it. There's some CDs that were released of the music. I don't know why you'd want to listen. Well, maybe the game's music is better than the anime.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I think I read the game's music was ranked in the top 20.
Oh, really?
Of when it's really in the release year in 2007.
Yeah.
And then the scenario I think was also top 20 scenarios.
I know that it came out the same year as School Days, and it was second to School Days.
Oh, really?
In sales, the beginning half of that year that it was released. Like towards at the end of it, it was like it dropped down to number 12 or something like that.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah. All right, so you want to start hitting these topics?
Yeah, let's hit these topics.
All right.
So
you want to start with art?
Yeah, we can start with art.
What do you have to say about the art, Aaron?
It's like last week. It's very generic, but not even in the opposite way. It's very generic in an old kind of way. It has an old timey feel to it.
Yeah, an old anime kind of feel.
Yeah, so like between 06 and like 09.
Yeah, it's not like Tenchi Muyo kind of old yet.
Yeah.
But it still looks dated.
Yeah, and you could tell right away just looking at the cover, like almost all adult visual novel games and even all anime back then looked fairly similar to each other, and the only difference being like the hairstyles.
Yeah, hairstyle, hair color, or whatever.
And like I mentioned to you before, it's like Yui, like her facial expressions completely remind me of like the old Haruhi Suzumiya episodes.
Yeah. And
it reminded me how generic Haruhi originally did look before they updated it to look more like it looks more like, I don't know if you've ever seen K-On!
Yeah, I have.
So it looks a lot like K-On! Now with the remasters.
What I thought about the art style was like immediately when I watched this anime, I thought of those like how to draw manga books.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I thought of, and I'm pretty sure if you ask any casual anime watcher and like describe what anime looks like, this might be their answer.
I mean, I don't know about now. Now
I guess now it's more artistic.
It's more artistic, but there's still generic. You can see still generic things in it.
Yeah, like big eyes and
and
purple hair.
Like I said, now it's more like studios have their own genericness.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
If you look at Studio A1 anime, you can tell right away that it's an A1 anime. You look at a Madhouse anime, 100%. You know it's a Madhouse anime just by the looks.
Yeah.
The only one that really doesn't follow that is like Bones. They have like different art styles, but even then, they sometimes can fall into that trap.
Does Bones have like similar, they have similar colors, don't they?
Yeah, like their palette they use.
Yeah,
but it's more what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word, but it's more like the small details are the same.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like you have to be like looking for them.
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of the other animes, if you just see one, you're like, oh, that's obviously.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't see anything the same unless you're watching 2 different animes consecutively
Yeah, exactly.
from the same studio or from Studio Bones.
Yeah, and then like I said, it's like if you look at I don't know, let's go Sword Art Online
Yeah.
with another A1. My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute. Like those animes look like really like each other. Like, and you can tell by the animation style that they're by the same people.
Okay.
There was actually some pretty cool cinematography
Really?
in this anime that I enjoyed. Like some cool shots.
Okay.
So
Give me some examples.
Like yeah, go ahead and show me. So the really cool scenes of his mom getting hit by the train.
Okay, yeah.
With Atoha like narrating over it, telling him that he has to accept everything.
Yeah, and it becomes red as soon as the train hits or something.
Yeah, exactly. And then like there's a shot of him when he becomes like it shows him becoming a kid again.
Yeah.
And then like reflecting his mental state. I thought that was a really cool shot. A lot of cool like windmill the
windmills, the water wheel was
yeah
pretty cool.
The CG water wheel.
The CG water wheel.
You know what? I just barely understood the ending of them making that windmill at the end. Talking about the spinny pinwheels that she really liked.
Yeah.
And then so they made her a giant pinwheel. It's a pinwheel. She did her pinwheel, and then they made her a windmill at the end. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Other than that, the only thing that I put for cinematography, I really liked that fight scene in the rain when Servant 1 and 2, or A and B, were putting the beat down on Hayami.
On Hayami?
Yeah.
That was
it was a brutal scene, but it was shot really cool.
Yeah. That scene made me like I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like he was not.
Yeah.
A lot of the scenes
Servant
where
B was going down.
Dude, a lot of the scenes where they're like beating her was like horrible. The anime opens up with Hayami getting beat.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this sucks. Like what I truly wanted from this anime was like for Hiros to be like, okay, we're getting you out of here. Like you can't live here anymore.
Yeah.
And Voj never. I mean, it kind of happens, I guess, but
yeah, but not in the way that you want.
Exactly.
Do you want to go into characters now?
Yeah, we can go to characters. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite character?
So my favorite character is Hayami. That's the cross-dresser guy.
Oh my goodness! So
he's my absolute favorite.
I really like that character because it's a funny character.
Yeah, he's so upbeat. Well, part of that, like up until episode 4, you think he's a girl because of the way his voice is, and he never changes. He never becomes masculine in any way.
Oh yeah, even at the end when he has a kid.
He has a kid with I don't even know what the other girl's name is. It's like Mako or something.
Yeah, I think it's right. It's like I think it's Maki.
Okay. But yeah, even then when he has a kid, he's still dressing in a maid outfit.
That's my favorite one. Is like his sister walks out and is like, "Hey, you got to give it up sometime." And he's like, "Nah."
Yeah.
I also real quick. So the last episode takes place in the future. I hate when anime does this. This is like they just elongate their features.
Oh yeah.
And like their faces look exactly the same.
I know with Hayami, it's like she looks exactly the same, or he looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
You can't even tell that he's older.
And then with Hiros at the end, she's just like a lankier version of himself.
Yeah.
And
like his voice didn't even change.
Yeah, and I can see it being the case if they were like high schoolers. But they're like middle schoolers.
Oh
still. Yeah.
So that would mean that takes place in high school, maybe, or is he adult?
No, they're adults because.
Oh yeah, she has a kid.
She has a kid, and
Maki has a kid.
And Hinata is the
head of the
head of the village.
Yeah.
in her suit.
Oh yeah.
Freaking Yui didn't grow an inch. It doesn't look like.
What was she asking Hinata for? Or what's Hinata's real name again?
I forget.
It's another thing with the H.
The H. But
we'll probably just call her Hinata because that's an easier name to remember.
Yeah, exactly. It was I think she was asking her for like vegetable things or whatever.
Oh, like more land or something like that,
Crops.
right? She wanted them to like use more land or something.
Yeah, something dumb. All right, which leads. I don't know if you're done with your favorite. Do you want to say more about it?
The reason that I like Hayami is just because she's hilarious, and that's pretty much.
Yeah, she's really good comic relief.
Yeah, especially in episode 8.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She was really funny in that one.
So
all right, so
yeah, leading to one of my favorite characters is Yui. I really enjoyed Yui as like this weird comic relief character.
Yeah,
and I think the theme of this anime, or the theme of our character choices, are gonna be none of these all these characters are like an inch deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not really developed in any way. But
yeah,
I actually think, as opposed to like last week, they're kind of not trying to tell you a serious story.
Yeah,
most of the time they're not trying to tell you a serious story.
Mm-hmm.
And in this genre, I think it's fine for them to be just like archetypes.
Yeah.
And Yui just being the tsundere character.
Yeah, the bossy character.
Yeah, exactly. And just
everything my way bot character.
Yeah, exactly. And just her interaction with when Hirose is gonna give her the bell, or she thinks Hirose is gonna give him the bell,
mm-hmm.
and she's like, give it to me now, give it to me behind the school later. And then she's like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go behind the school.
Yeah.
And then there's just that shot of her just standing there by herself.
Yeah, she's like pacing or something.
Oh my goodness. And then at the
find,
festival.
Yeah, you find out later she was like waiting all night or something like that.
Man. Well, at the festival she was like, man, he's taking his time giving me this bell.
Yeah.
And then after the festival she's just depressed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She's like shrouded in darkness and looking down, and
exactly.
Typical anime fashion.
Do you have a second favorite character? Or
not really. Everybody else is kind of the same.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit you with a second favorite character then. Otoha, I really like a lot of the comic relief characters.
I do really have another favorite character, but you can talk about.
So Otoha, I really love the strength of I think a harem anime is, especially in an adult visual novel anime, is like the comedy.
Yeah.
And although the comedy isn't strong, because normally these kind of animes don't have strong, they just rely on tropes and all this stuff. But if
this anime is filled with tropes.
Exactly. And Otoha is like pure, I'm not going to say pure gold. I mean, in essence, to everyone else, she's pure gold.
Mm-hmm.
And to actual pure gold, she's like maybe like aluminum. But she's a really fun character to follow around.
Yeah.
And I even got a little like touchy-feely at the end. Not touchy-feely, but I got a little sad at the end when she shows up to tell Hirose that she had to pull some strings for Hayami to show up. I was like, oh, that was kind of cool.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that she showed up as a little kid, though.
A little kid. So originally what I thought that she got reincarnated.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
As somebody, but it was like, no, I guess not.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be somebody's kid, like the parents are going to come after her or something.
Well, I thought it was going to be Hinata's kid.
Oh, yeah.
And then
that would have made a little bit of sense.
And then named her Otoha because of the story.
Oh.
And I was like, that would have been a really cool
That's
thing.
why we need to be hired as like story directors.
Exactly. That's easy, simple.
Yeah, that would have totally worked.
But nope. It's fine. So we can go to our least favorite character.
Wait.
You do have that second one.
Yeah, I do have a second one. It's Takuma's uncle.
Oh yeah, talk about comic relief.
Yeah, he's really cool. He's like, oh, I gotta go to work. Well, and then he leaves.
Puts that piece of timber, the
Yeah.
2x4 on his bike.
Yeah,
On
what
his
is he gonna do
shoulder.
with that piece of wood?
Gosh dang it!
But then when he leaves, he's like, "Oh, what am I gonna do today?" He
I know.
he just
He's
left to leave him alone.
Give him alone time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a pretty cool dude. I really liked him.
And again, in episode 8, he was pretty hilarious.
Oh my goodness! All right, so who do you have for least favorite?
Okay.
I got a combo for mine.
Okay. So, at the beginning, I didn't really like Hinata that much.
I'm with you on that one. I got her down as my least favorite also.
Yeah, because well, towards the beginning, she was just like very pushy and like, well, not pushy, but like really throwing herself at Takuma and stuff, and I didn't really like it. But she was kind of doing that just to please her grandpa, and
That's why I have a problem with this anime as saying it's a harem, because I'd never really felt
like this was a
it was a
harem.
harem anime.
Yeah. I mean, there is it is one guy and hella girls, but there's only really
a romance between the two kids,
two love interests, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's multiple, you can call it a harem.
Yeah,
but like, even with Hinata, I never felt that she really did like him.
Yeah, and the other way, vice versa.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I personally don't think in a harem the main character has to like all of them.
Oh, okay.
As long as they have affection for the main character, that's what counts towards the harem.
Yeah.
That's what I.
Okay, so
believe.
I guess that does make it weird that this is kind of called a harem.
I mean, because a lot of people just assume, like you said earlier, if it's a guy with a bunch of girls,
Yeah,
it's a harem.
Mm-hmm.
But as a harem aficionado, I used to watch a bunch of harems as growing up.
Yeah.
Not anymore now, but I've watched my fair share of harem anime, and this is like the
bare
minimum thing you can call a harem.
Yeah, because the only ones that like Takuma are Hayami and
Yui, maybe
a little bit of Yui and
Atoha.
She's kind of like a guide. Not really.
I mean, yeah. That's why I really want to play the game.
Yeah, just to see who else you could end up with. Well, and from what the description is, you could only end up with the three.
Right.
Hinata,
I want to see the Otoha route. Like, how does that work?
I feel like that would have been tragic because like you probably end up liking her and she ended up being dead this whole time.
Right.
Unless the game is different.
All right. So, do you have another worse one?
I didn't like Servants A and B.
Freaking tools, man.
Yeah.
I just don't like how. I mean, as all one-dimensional these characters are, they're like half-dimensional.
Yeah.
I guess in a
they're
way.
They're just there to serve Yui and be angry.
Yeah, and they're to beat on freaking what's her name? I forget.
Hayami, right?
Hayami, yeah, it's Hayami.
I'm
sorry, like all the characters. Yeah, it is Hayami. It's Hayami.
Hamaji. I've been saying Hayami for the one that I like is Hamaji.
Yeah, you said Hamaji.
Did I say Hamaji? Yeah, the one. My favorite character is Hamaji. That's the cross-dressing person. Hayami is the main girl.
There's a lot of generic names in here.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
None of the characters, except for like our favorite ones, I think really stand out.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're only there to beat her down.
Yeah. What about you? Is there any more?
Yeah.
Least favorites?
So Hinata's grandpa is the biggest
douchebag.
My favorite weird scene is after Hirose and Hayami are kissing. It shows him in the background, like looking behind a tree, like just watching these middle schoolers make out.
Yeah.
And then
he's like, this is not good.
No, this is not
good for my family.
As he just slinks back into the shadows. And then I don't know, it's
the whole situation that he put on Hinata is really weird as well.
Oh, so like I also didn't think so. There's a lot of people getting beat in this anime, which I also expect from an adult visual novel
Okay.
anime is like a little bit of darkness in there, but some of it like kind of falls flat.
Yeah.
Or not flat, even just like I don't know, like when he beats Hinata, like drags her by the hair.
Oh
like,
yeah.
to the her sister's memorial that they have. I thought that was intense. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Oh,
I forgot about that scene.
yeah. He also has a really dumb character design.
Yeah.
I just don't like how
He
he's
looks like a monk with powers or something.
well, like I don't know if you ever watched this. This there used to be this anime documentary on Netflix, like way back in the day when like Netflix streaming first started.
Like when you still had to use the disc to stream it on.
Well, it was before when the disc was like the biggest form, and they were barely started doing streaming.
Okay.
And it was about like the history of anime, and it showed me this one thing that, or just revealed to one trope I never forgot, and now once you see it in old anime, you totally can see it, and it's that the eyes.
Okay.
So the thing was like the eyes are the windows to the soul. So trusted pure characters always have big round eyes.
Okay.
Because they're innocent, you can see clearly through them. But if you look at like the mysterious characters or like the dark characters, their eyes are always like more the smaller eyes.
Oh, okay.
And
more,
like
more pronounced. I guess.
Yeah, like almost like normal eyes than anything. And that's why like if you look at this anime, like all the characters with big eyes are like kind of innocent in a way. Or most anime, if you look at it, like the little kids usually have the biggest eyes.
Oh yeah.
And then like the villains always have the smaller eyes.
The more serious looking.
Yeah, the more serious looking people.
Yeah.
And now that you know that trope, like you'll start seeing it more and like
I think you just ruined anime for me.
I mean nowadays you don't see it as much, but in certain art styles you can totally see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, her grandpa just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
And if Hirose is blind, all right, I don't want to. I'm gonna break this into right now because it's one of the least favorite parts I didn't like. So if he's blind and he was blind the whole time, how do he get to Hayami's house
by himself? Yeah, exactly. How did he get anywhere by himself?
Exactly.
Well, the thing is, okay, let's explain that after the first episode, they just ditched the whole blindness thing and he could see. So
we were talking about this, and this is mainly the reason why you picked this anime to begin with. It was because
the main character was blind. That's the whole reason I picked this anime, is because I thought that was super interesting that the main character was blind.
And I was getting ready for all the blind gimmick jokes and everything.
The first episode had a bunch.
Yeah, that's why I was like getting really excited. And then all of a sudden he's healed in the second episode. I was like, oh, okay. Like whatever. So we're kind of jumping into like general thoughts right now about it. So my big thing with it was, I told you like it started off an interesting premise.
Yeah.
And then episode 2 came around and it lost that gimmick, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be horrible. But then it kind of like found its roots as just a whatever harem.
Some hijinks happening.
Yeah,
and
a bunch of harem hijinks happens, and I was like, you know what, this is fine. It knows what it is. And then the twist comes back where he's always been blind.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah. I did not like that twist at all. Like he starts freaking out that like, I've always been blind. Look at my painting that I drew.
He's like, oh, no,
it's a bunch of scribbles.
Look, yeah. He says, look at my notes.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of look at my notes.
Well, I think in the episode before, he wakes up and he still hits the alarm clock to tell him the time.
Yeah.
I think that was also like a weird thing that I noticed, and I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, that it still tells him the time. Yeah, I noticed that as well.
but that plot hole or whatever really got me messed up because I did not understand why they had to throw in. It
Like
was
a curveball.
Yeah, it was like last week we talked about that of the writers like kind of lying to you just to
Just for the sake of having a twist.
yeah. But in that case from from The Son Without God, it was in a smaller scale because it was in an arc.
Yeah.
This one went through the whole series lying to you to where they retroactively added a cane into scenes.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are you serious? This is the worst."
Yeah, he's like, look at my picture. It, like, my eyes are open, right?
And then just close, even though they've been showing us this picture this whole time.
Yeah.
With the eyes open. Like, it would have been better. I think it would have been more cool if they hinted throughout the whole series.
Yeah, if there's like little clues here and there.
Yeah, but I don't think they were smart enough to write those in. Maybe.
Well, there was that one scene when he slips into the bath when Hayami was taking a bath.
Well, that's the
And
episode right before he shows, like, so at least they planned like an episode ahead.
Yeah.
Before it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the other hint was like they never showed us his picture that he drew either.
Yeah.
Because I was always wondering like, oh, he's gonna draw a picture of
the hillside or something.
Yeah, and then it just never.
They never show it.
Yeah.
All right, so we kind of went off topic a little bit, but
yeah, but it's something that had to be be addressed. And
yeah,
I guess that's not only a story fault, but it is almost a character fault.
Yeah,
in that sense.
What about voice actors? Did you like any of the voice actors? Did any of them stick out to you?
Not really.
No.
I really liked Hirose's voice actor.
The main guy, right?
Yeah, the main guy.
Mm-hmm.
Where he was changing in between like the kid voice and his regular voice. That was pretty cool. But his voice is already pretty young to begin with.
Yeah, I felt sometimes it sounded like it was a girl talking.
Yeah,
at times.
Yeah, I feel that.
But other than that, there wasn't really any standout voice actors. Hamaji was kind of cute.
Yeah, but just like an average cute girl voice.
Yeah, cute girl voice.
Nothing really interesting in voice acting in here.
Yeah.
I wish there was.
Yeah. All right. So what about music?
We talked a little about this earlier, but the Casio keyboard music really made me laugh at points. Both opening ending songs are pretty average. They're pretty
forgettable.
I mean, they're not bad. Like I never thought they were bad, but I'm not gonna be rocking out to any of them.
I can't really tell you what the ending sounds like, and I think I watched it Well, another thing about art style and stuff, the ending credits episode. Oh, those are pretty cool.
Those were awesome.
Yeah, those were fun. Them. Yeah.
They reminded me a lot of we talked about this last week when you were leaving Yasuko no Sora. At the end of the theme songs, they have like little mini episodes in them, and that's what it really reminded me of, like the little funny skits at the end. Mm-hmm. And I really like that little added detail in it.
Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh, music.
I know exactly. But music. Other than that, it's like generic.
Yeah, it's kind of like folklore kind of music, kind of fantasy-ish.
Yeah. Not a lot of originality. No. I would say
there was one like music part. I think it was like in the middle of the anime, and it was like something serious was going on. Like nothing important was going on, but it looked serious, and the music that was playing had lyrics in it. Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt
that's one of the insert songs.
Oh, was it
added? Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like that didn't fit with what was going on at all.
Oh, you talking about it was like a montage, right?
Yeah, it was like a montage.
Stuff happening. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. So there was like that part where, so it was a song with lyrics, and it was like in the forefront. It was like more in the front than what was going on in the anime.
Yeah.
And it felt really weird, and the song wasn't even that great.
Yeah, it's I think that you just described the anime. It's a lot going on. Just not great. Yeah, I don't know. because it is a generic anime,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really expect much from the music, so that's why I said it's whatever. It
One
goes
one
with
thing
it.
about the opening song, not about the music itself, but there is like a part where you see the main dude. What is his name? Takuma or
Yeah.
Takuma,
Hirose.
and it's like he's covering his eyes. I wonder if that's what he looks like in the anime with his eyes covered,
That so
and then it just shows him like with his eyes open.
I would have actually I really liked that shot in the opening
Yeah,
of his hair covering his eyes, because that's how I thought they were gonna convey
blindness.
how he was blind.
Yeah,
I was like, that would have been really cool, but that's not how it worked. He just has the Brock eyes,
oh yeah,
and I was like, that's kind of disappointing, but whatever. Because like, that looks more like he's just shutting his eyes than
Yeah.
him being blind.
mm-hmm. Like it would have been better if he had like white pupils or something,
Or like glasses, or
oh yeah, glasses would have been.
or like I said, like if they want to put glasses on, his hair coming
Mhm.
down over his eyes would have been a pretty cool touch, also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the only real way that you could tell that he was blind is he had a cane.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, and his eyes were closed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's hit. What's your worst favorite episode? Your
Okay.
worst favorite.
My
Yeah.
worst favorite. Okay, so my least favorite episode. There wasn't really that much to. There's not that many bad episodes.
They're all like fives. They're all like just average.
yeah, they're all average. But I would say the weakest one for me was when they go shopping, and like Yui forgets her wallet, so she decides to like walk through the mountains.
I thought
By
the ending
herself.
scene in that one was actually really good.
Of like of
Yui just yelling at
Hayami.
Hayami.
Yeah, that was like I guess you can
Like,
you get
save
some
that
you get some
episode,
clarification of why Yui hates Hayami.
Yeah.
But everything up to that point was kind of like they're dress shopping and Hayami's showing up Yui by looking better in a dress. And I don't that's pretty much the whole episode.
Yeah, I know it. I can see how you can see that one was kind of lacking. It's like a whatever, mostly filler. So like that's most anime. I feel it's like a lot of it's filler up until like the ending,
Yeah.
and then they hit you with something
Something
that's
dramatic.
super important.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is that I think that's the episode you find out that they were that Hayami's family was doctors,
Yeah.
and the whole village hates them because they would tell people they needed to pay before they get
Treatment.
treatment.
Yep.
And just bled the village dry.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think that little fact by itself feeds into it being an important episode.
Yeah.
Because like the whole time, that's like the part of the mystery of the anime is what did her family do
Yeah.
for them to like burn down their house.
Mm-hmm.
And also what I don't understand is if they hate her so much, why do they keep her around?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like if she knows that she's hated, why does she stay?
Yeah, and then why didn't she go with her family?
Yeah, what happened to her family?
Yeah, I don't know if her family. They say they banished the family.
Yeah.
The family got thrown out, but she stayed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't know. I didn't under.
Maybe she stayed in hopes of becoming friends again with Hinata.
Maybe I don't know. It's
But that
very
seems kind of a weird way to weird.
yeah. It's
reason to
very
stay.
unclear what happened or why any of that even happens.
All right, so that's my worst episode. I don't have any others. What about you?
So my least favorite is the Hirose episode, which is the second to last episode.
Okay.
Just for the things that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, the
About-
twist.
Yeah, the twist of it being he was blind the whole time,
Yeah.
and it was not orchestrated
Mm-hmm.
as well as I would have hoped it to be orchestrated.
Yeah, it could have gone over a lot better.
Yeah, but like I said, they're all like 5. Every episode he has like a 5.
Yeah, they're all pretty average.
Yeah, this even might be like
across the board.
like a 4.9.
Mm-hmm.
Just is like because it's the worst. Or what I think is the worst episode. Just this because I don't know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then I honestly hoped the twist was gonna be because Otohazo was telling him like, oh, you have limited amount of time to do it.
Oh, okay.
So what I thought was like, oh, Otoha gave him sight because she's a spirit. So I thought she had given him sight but only for a limited time to get things done.
Okay.
Because like, the whole thing was her saying like, oh, it's not that you can't do it. It's because you're saying you can't do it. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought she gave him the sight to help him. And then eventually, like, her magic was going to wear off.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to go back to being blind.
Oh.
Or his blindness is completely in his head because of him watching his mom die.
Uh-huh.
And so the thing would have been like, oh, the quote-unquote magic killed his eyes, but really it's like he kind of got over it.
Uh-huh.
And then once he got over his mom passing, his eyesight would come back because it's all in his head.
Yeah.
Like the magic was a placebo pill.
Mm-hmm. But he was blind even with his mom, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
But then how do you? Yeah, so I don't.
It's. I mean, in the synopsis you read, it says that he was blind for no apparent reason.
Yeah, so that's why I assume that's what made him blind, because like his eyes were open.
Yeah, and the doctors are saying that his eyes are fine. It's just.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, if his eyes are fine, and they don't know why he's blind, so I just assumed it was a mental thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This anime just
doesn't deliver.
It leaves much to be desired. Even though I believe it thinks like it's where it knows where it's at and why you're coming to watch it.
Yeah. Another thing with that episode is I don't like his regression of going back to being like a kid.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Yeah, cause like at the end of that episode in particular, Hinata's grandpa was about to shoot Hayami in cold blood.
That was intense.
I know. And
okay, wait, hold on.
Wait. Another thing.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead, you go first.
Okay, so if he's blind, how did he find them? And
exactly. How did he get there? I don't. Okay, how did he know where to go?
How did he know?
How do you know where the house was? How do you know that he had a gun?
Yeah, and how did he know that he needed to stop?
That's why I said like I thought it was in his head.
Yeah,
that he was blind.
But it turns out he was still blind when he stopped the gun.
I mean, you could. Okay, so you can make the argument. You can make the argument that he doesn't see darkness, like how we assume blind people see.
Okay.
Because how he when he opens his eyes, or quote unquote opens his eyes when he first wakes up, he can see like shapes of people.
Yeah.
But he can't see.
It's like muddled, right?
Yeah. So I guess that kind of explains it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, man.
I think that's giving the anime a little bit more credit than it deserves.
Exactly. So what I was gonna point out, right, was henchman A and B's dads.
They look exactly the same.
So ready to shoot her in cold blood, and then they have her cornered, and then they get scared. I was like, wait, you were just gonna shoot her right now? Yeah. Also, I didn't understand. I know this is anime. It kind of pissed me off. If people have guns on you, don't run down the road.
Yeah.
Go. You're surrounded by woods. Go run into the tree line.
I know. You're in a freaking wilderness area.
Exactly.
Go get lost.
Yeah. Don't stay on the road. Like serpentine. Do something. Just don't. I didn't understand. Like, and then she's running down a straight road. Shoot her.
I know, right? They would have. Easy pickings right there.
Oh my god.
We don't condone shooting kids.
Yeah, no, not shooting kids. Yeah. So that's a disclaimer.
Yeah. You heard it here first. Do not shoot kids.
Exactly. 100%. Do not shoot kids. Okay, what's your favorite episode, Jam?
Okay, I think this might be your favorite episode. Episode 8. This is 8 the magical girl episode.
A really, really great episode.
Yeah, a beacon of hope of this anime.
I'm pretty sure it's the only, like, I'm gonna say I enjoyed watching this anime.
If the whole anime was that wacky, I would have loved this anime.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I think like I said earlier, I watched a lot of harem anime
Yeah.
growing up. A lot of harem anime have that same episode
Yeah.
in every harem anime. And the one that sticks out to me is in To Love Ru. There's an episode where the main character wakes up and he's in a world where all his friends are transformed into Japanese folklore characters. And it's almost essentially the same episode.
Yeah.
And it, like I said, it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that's almost the reason why I didn't pick it, just because I'm so used
Because
to
it's a trope.
Yeah, to have that weird.
It's just as common as like a beach episode or something.
Not as much anymore, because I think the beach episode and like the hot springs, like that, like almost transcends almost any anime, not even like harem animes.
Yeah, it's in like every genre.
But like the harem anime genre for like a while had that one zany fun episode.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only reason why I didn't pick it, just because I kind of expected it to be somewhere in there.
Yeah. But the whole reason why this wacky episode happened is because of Toha, right?
Yeah.
What was the reasoning?
Yeah, because Toha just put him into an alternate world.
Yeah, and wanted to make sure or something.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. He gives him like a fan to hit people with.
It's convoluted
when they say something wrong.
But so what I chose as my favorite episode was Hoizumi. So that's the episode where the bead he gives the beads.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To Hayami.
Okay.
And it's just like the whole Yui part of her.
Yeah, being depressed and.
Yeah, and then like. Oh, okay. So, if Hirose is blind, why did both Hayame and Hinata, why'd they run off without him?
I know. How was he supposed to?
How was he supposed to get to school?
Get to school, yeah. Unless it was a straight path to get to school, I think he would have been screwed.
I don't understand. That's what I was thinking about my favorite episodes. I was like, wait a second. If he was blind the whole time, like you said, how did he get to school? Like, so it would make sense. Like every day somebody came to come get him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if he's blind, how did he get? How did he get anywhere? I don't understand. Like in the second episode,
there was a few parts where he tells his uncle like, "Oh, I'm gonna go out for a while by himself."
Yeah.
Like, how did he get back home if he just wandered off?
How did he get to Hinata's house to tell Hayami to go meet him on top of the hill? How did he get to the hill? I don't. That's what I said. Like this anime, I think I was giving it a little bit too much credit earlier. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I really like that episode.
Back to your favorite episode.
So it's my favorite episode if you don't account for him not being blind.
Yeah. If he's not blind, it makes sense. If he's blind, it's kind of
what exactly? How did any of this?
It kind of makes for rewatchability. It kind of makes me curious to go back to watch every episode and like to see, like, okay, he was blind this whole time. How did he do this? How did he do that?
Yeah, right. But I think you were saying like maybe we can find some clues. No, I bet you there are no hints in this anime that he's blind.
Yeah.
Except for I think that,
for like the episode before that we find out.
Yeah. And I think the clock is
the biggest hint.
one hint that what is it, like the clock. So he has a clock that he presses
and it tells him the
time
verbally.
Yeah,
verbally.
And like he's in one episode he still uses it. And then like how we never see his picture that he draws in episode 3. We never see that. I don't know, man.
If he's blind, how did he know that Hayami was on the hill when he was going to draw the picture?
Oh, okay, hold on. So my favorite part of that episode is when
the drawing episode?
Yeah, the drawing episode is Hayami tells him like, "Oh yeah, I have a friend who used to tell me candy tastes like happiness, and it tastes like flowers blooming in your mouth." And he's like, "Huh." And then Hinata walks up, and then Hayami walks away. This is literally like 20 seconds of this situation happens, and she goes, "Oh hey Hirose, you want some candy?
It tastes like
it tastes like happiness and flowers blooming in your mouth." And then it just shows Hirose with his mouth agape, like, "Oh." Like, I was like, "Are you like?" There's no tension like built in between. Like it's obvious that's who it was.
Yeah.
With the the flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And then just for it to be like brazenly thrown in there, like not even a minute apart from each other, was ridiculous. I wanted to go back and time it just to see how much time there is in between them saying those quotes. I was like, this is ridiculous.
All right, back to your favorite episode.
I mean, I got no more to say about that. This anime has this have unintentionally funny part. Like that's just bad writing.
Yeah,
that's just bad pacing.
Yeah.
Like it had to be. I can't believe somebody could write something that bad like that.
Yeah, there's like so many plot holes.
Oh my goodness. So, all right. I think we can head to accessibility.
All right.
I'm done talking about this blind, not blind again boy. So accessibility.
Anybody can watch it.
Anybody. I mean, if you find fan service objectable, there's a lot of panty. Not a lot of panty shots.
It's mostly towards the beginning, the panty shots.
Yeah, and then
it's kind of funny at the beginning.
Yeah, it is kind of funny just because like how tropey it is. It's like, oh, okay.
There is one instance of toplessness,
which was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
What really honestly surprised me about this is that they're middle school students.
Oh yeah.
That's the weirdest part of this to me, and that it's an adult visual novel game.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to catch the predator.
To catch a predator. Exactly. If you load this game onto your PC, Chris Hansen just comes up from behind you.
You heard it here first.
Exactly. Don't go for the cookies or the lemonade. So anybody can watch. Anybody can watch this. You can find it.
If it's middle school makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah. I've watched a lot of anime, so it doesn't make me feel as uncomfortable. Yeah. But just the thought of it being in middle school is like
it makes it.
This is weird.
Yeah.
And then like just Hinata's grandfather watching them make out, just watching these middle schoolers make out was hilarious to me. And then you could find it on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, it's easy. It's an easy find.
Really easy find. Rewatchability, like if you want to just see how many times they messed up.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think I'm ever gonna come back to it.
Yeah. Other than the reason that I gave earlier of like just looking to see all the plot holes, I don't think I would go back to this anime.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, a change. All right, there's probably a laundry list of things I would change with this anime, and of most things that I find objectionable about this anime is the plot holes. I would fix the plot holes, fix the pacing issues. That's most anime.
Yeah.
That's bad. Like for me, it's just like pacing and like plot holes. The dialogue I totally didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
In one episode, which is a lot of these old anime on Crunchyroll, nobody checks the subtitles.
Oh yeah, there's some misspellings.
There's some like verbiage that's not verbiage as in what they're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
But just how it's composed is wrong.
The composition.
Yeah, of the writing is wrong. Of the subtitles was wrong. And that's nothing on the anime's part. That's all on Crunchyroll or whoever they got the the sub from.
Yeah.
Um. Other than that, I don't want any more episodes. Usually, one of our complaints is, I want more episodes. I'm fine with it being 12 episodes.
Yeah.
I don't mind that the characters are bland moe tropes. That's fine with me, especially in this type of anime. That's what this anime thrives on, are bland moe tropes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to add anything else to that, what you would change.
Yeah, well, I don't really see any like glaring flaws that would need to be changed like right now or something that takes away from the anime. I mean, other than the blindness thing.
Oh yeah, it's like at the bare bones of it, it's a writing problem.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I personally think the cheap animation is kind of charming in a way also.
Yeah.
And because it's just funny scenes.
Yeah, it's kind of fun going back to an anime that looks like this.
Yeah, and just just feeling how old it is, not only just seeing how old it is.
Yeah.
Was a part where I really liked it, or not really liked it, but I enjoyed.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable watch.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like loathe watching the next, like it wasn't hard to go to the next episode. Like it didn't feel like a chore.
Oh yeah, like the only reason why I didn't finish it like right away is because I've been playing Monster Hunter this last week, and it's just consumed my life.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, I need to get to watching this anime, and then like I'd watch like 4 episodes at a time. But like, dang, I want to watch more. But I want to play Monster Hunter a lot more than watch this anime. All right, so
you got any general thoughts before we general likes, dislikes, anything like that?
I think I hit everything that I wanted to say about this.
There's one thing that I don't like is that at the end, like Hayami just accepts that she's his Takuma's mother. Like she's just like okay with it.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
She
so
gets
I don't know
a job and everything.
So yeah, so weird. Okay. All right. So now you said that, you opened up another Pandora's box here. All right. So did she not go to school?
I know. Was she done with school?
She support. Okay. So they told her that the Hiroshi's family wouldn't support them. So she feeds and closes both of them on a paper route job.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, they hold grudges in this anime, but they let them go really fast.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if we did mention it because we were talking about it earlier.
I don't think we mentioned it.
I don't think we mentioned it yet, but Hayami is getting the tar beat out of her by servant A and servant B. Yeah. And like he's like
pounding on
her.
Like she's on the floor, he's on top of her, punching her.
And yes, in the face. I was like, yo, he's going to kill her.
Oh yeah, and he was trying to drown her as well. Yeah. Because it was raining at the time, and they're like in a rice field or something, and there was puddles, and he was trying to drown her in the puddle. Like she like had her half. Her cinematography is great in that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like half of her mouth is like in the air, like she can get oxygen, and half of it's in the water. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, but then just for them to be like, hey, we're sorry about that. We're cool, right?
Yeah. When she was leaving to Tokyo.
Yeah, when she's leaving to Tokyo, she's like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Like, I kind of wanted you to kill me.
Yeah, and no hard feelings.
I was like, are you serious? I know you guys beat me for my whole life, but we're cool.
Yeah, we're buddies. We're okay.
That's why I thought it was weird when she was like, yeah, I'm leaving all these bad memories behind, but it's still kind of sad. I was like, what's wrong with you? Just leave. Get out of here.
I know you should have done this a long time ago.
Oh, my goodness. And then just like how everybody just like, there's these deep grudges where I can be like, okay, I could see why you would hold these grudges against her. Yeah. But then they do make that realization, which I enjoyed, that it's like, well, it wasn't her. She's escaped. Maybe that's why they kept her in the town because they needed a scapegoat to blame.
Everything.
But even then, that's like stretching it.
Yeah.
And like,
there probably isn't a reason why they kept her.
For plot reasons,
Yeah.
is why they kept her. But, just how easy people let things go in anime kind of bugged me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got any more general.
No, that's all I got. We pretty much went over everything.
All right, so
Rating.
this is hard.
Is it a watch or not watch?
This is really hard.
I've
been thinking about this since I finished it.
I think this is like probably like at the level of Flint, or maybe a little bit less.
Yeah, it's a good. Oh man.
So I think it's kind of like a neutral recommend for me. Like I wouldn't
exactly.
I wouldn't recommend it, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I guess I could say that. Like last week we gave our first like hard pass.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stand by that. I don't think
this isn't a.
It's like a soft. It's a soft pass.
Yeah.
It's a soft pass.
A very soft pass.
Like it's really.
What would you
it's
rather
between
watch?
Pass and neutral.
What would you rather watch, Flint or this?
This.
Would you? Oh, I guess it's shorter.
It's shorter.
Okay.
But at the same time,
see,
it belongs in that category.
I would have said Flint because, well, I have the nostalgia.
Yeah, I think it belongs in that category of it's not good enough to be neutral, but it's not bad enough to be passed on.
Yeah. It's like the neutralist of the neutral anime.
Like I said, I want to say it's a light pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'd give a light pass to Flint also.
Okay. Yeah, this is a light pass.
A light pass. It has to be
the lightest pass.
Cause I don't know, like it'd be like a light pass, but like a niche watch, I guess.
Yeah. It's like the same rating as Flint.
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay. So that was my choice for the week.
A lot of moral gray area here.
All right, Aaron. It's time for you to hit me with the next one.
All right. So I've been thinking about how the two anime I wanted to do, and I'm gonna save one for 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
But the next one we're gonna watch is we're gonna keep the proto harems going here, or quote unquote
another
harems.
harem.
Yeah, but this one I also kind of don't think it's a harem. It's classified as a harem anime.
Okay.
But I personally don't think it's a harem. It's The World God Only Knows.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've ever heard of.
I've watched it.
You've watched it?
I'm pretty sure I've watched it. It was a while ago though. I don't remember anything from it.
Okay, so it's really good. The gist, it's almost the same as, not almost the same, but the arcs are set up just Sunday Without God, where every 4 or 3 episodes is its own little arc.
Okay.
And the premise of each arc is the main character is trying to get each heroine of each arc to fall in love with them.
Okay. I probably haven't seen this one. The name sounds familiar.
Well, that's like the gist of it, but there's like a supernatural element to it.
Okay.
So like basically he's a little otaku.
Okay.
And he only likes 2D girls.
Okay.
So he plays a lot of adult visual novels, or even I think they're called OG-gay. OG-gay is like princess games.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, I think that's what they're called. So like they're just about like basic the PS2 version of H2O, okay, where like all he's doing is trying to
win the girl over.
Win this girl over in these games.
Okay.
And he's so good at it. They call him the capture god on on the online forums. So he can capture any girl's heart to where like
He tries to do it in real life, or
well
what?
no, so the thing is, a demon befriends him because these ancient demons are rising from hell,
Uh-huh.
and they're going inside of girls whose like hearts are closed off.
Uh-huh.
And the reason why they choose girls is because they can be reincarnated as like children they bear.
Okay.
So she basically, because he's the capture god, the only way for these demons to leave these girls' bodies is if they fall in love.
Okay.
So she gets him to basically they has to start romancing these characters
All right.
to get the demons out of them.
Okay, that's interesting.
So there's 3 seasons, but we're gonna watch the first 12 episodes, the first season.
Okay.
I believe it's the strongest season of them all.
All right.
Um,
So we'll probably go back to the
maybe
second,
we'll go back to
second and third season.
I kind of want to go back to the third because the third one is the worst season of them all,
Okay.
and for like really good reason. And the second season's not as good as the first, just because it's like the girls in the first one are a lot stronger than the girls in the second season. And okay, we'll talk more about it.
Is this on Crunchyroll?
Yes, it is on Crunchyroll, and then there's also a dub,
Okay.
but you have to look for it.
All right.
Illegal, or buy it.
Or why? Yeah.
Um,
That'd be the way to do it.
so yeah, the world only God knows next week.
All right.
That's a podcast, right?
Yeah, that's
it.
there it is. So if you like us, leave a like. Follow us on SoundCloud.
Yeah, and YouTube also.
Yeah.
Um,
We are now SoundCloud Unlimited users, so now all of our episodes are still on SoundCloud.
maybe I don't know. To me personally, so now we don't need to upload our backlog onto YouTube.
Uh-huh.
I have some ideas that we can do with our YouTube.
Okay.
More than just
The podcast.
the podcast.
All right, you can hit me with that once we once we're finished here.
Because I honestly I don't see a point.
Okay.
Since we're audio only right now.
Yeah.
I don't feel that there is a point to having it on YouTube
Unless we're gonna film ourselves.
Yeah, maybe later on in the future that's what it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, keep an eye out.
Yeah, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And
SoundCloud.
Yeah, the SoundCloud is more important than the YouTube, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be better to listen on there because you can listen to us and turn off your phone. It's a lot easier, hands free.
Yeah. I was also thinking too if I don't know, it might not even happen because no one ever leaves comments on our things. But if you have a topic for us for a topic of the week, you can go ahead and throw it to us.
Yeah, you can leave a comment on the SoundCloud. You can hit us up on YouTube. I don't know if you want to give your Twitter out. If you
I know. I mean, I don't even use my Twitter. But
yeah, I don't use it either.
I don't know. If you can contact me anyway, go ahead and just
you can leave comments on our SoundCloud and then I could forward it to Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have another anime that you want us to watch, just let us know.
Yeah, throw us a recommendation.
All right, guys. So we'll see you guys next week. All right.
Later, guys.
Later.